and you've been called the most dominant giant in professional wrestling. What do you think is the most important elements of wrestling as a big man?
Just being a big man, if I'm being quite frank.
Okay.
So I'll tell you how that really came about. So a few years ago, I did a seminar with Sammy Callahan, and like the people that did well were allowed to train at like a school in Dayton or whatever. So I drove up there and we're working and training us up, and he told me that too many big men are focused on being like good wrestlers for like the internet as opposed to just being a great big man. And it's more like everyone has a role in what we do. You know what I mean? So like it's like if you play a video game, like you have certain characters that have certain attributes and whatnot.
Right.
So my thing is I don't care about like a Meltzer rating or any of that stuff. Like I want to be the most dominant giant because I am a giant. Like I'm really 6'9", I'm really a beast, and like that's like I can't do what they do, but they can't do what I do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I loved watching the Lakers when Shaq was there. Like, you can say Shaq can't make free throws, you can say he can't do this and do that, but what can he do? And he's the best at what he does. Right. He dominated every time.
He was just pushing and shoving everyone.
Just dunking on people. And he made you look like little boys. And I'm in the ring, I throw grown men around like little boys. So like, that's really where that came from. Just being authentic to who I am and just being the best I can be at that.
And what do you think it's like the fundamentals in psychology of wrestling as a big man?
It depends on what type of big man you are, because I think there's a lot of nuance to it nowadays. You know, not everyone
is the Big Show or built like the Great Khali. You know what I mean? Like some of us are like big dudes that are athletic to a certain standpoint or have like different attributes with what they can do. So for instance, I have a 6'10" wingspan,
which is
6'10"
why
is crazy.
Yeah, so like I have a moveset that fits my wingspan. So like if you've ever seen someone try to dive on me and I dunk their head on the ropes, it's because I can just literally put my arms up there and do it. So it's just using what you add to your advantage, I would say, towards it.
And do you ever think of like movement in terms of timing, to where it's like some people say, oh, as a big man, you can't move too quick or too fast because then it kind of breaks the illusion?
It depends. Like, for me, like, I'm not going to win a foot race with Bougie, but I care more about being explosive. Like, somebody, like, to me, a Brock Lesnar is explosive. You know, he may not, and I don't know, maybe he could. He may not do, like, a marathon sprint or whatever, but in those quick instances when he needs to move, he needs to get to a certain place or explode on somebody, he can. So, like, I train in a way that does that for me. Like I do agility training. It's like the ladder that football players use, like box jumps and jump rope and stuff like that. So just being explosive at the points I need to be explosive is what I focus on.
Do you ever, or has it ever happened to where you thought you would get a lot of maybe opportunities or bookings because of your size?
Yes and no. And the reason I say that is because the indies aren't made for big men, especially in today's indies right now, because a lot of promoters don't know how to book big men. You know what I mean? Okay. So it's like I can't just bring you in here to lose to this guy 5 different times or like these types of scrambles or whatever, because then like your aura is gone. You don't have a presence about yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I've ran into that issue a lot. So what I try to do is bring more to the table than just being a big guy, because I know that'll get me in the door, but like, can you work? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you bring else to the table? So for me, it's like, I stay in shape, I market and brand myself properly. I have no problem grabbing a mic and cutting promos. I promote each and every show that I'm on, like it's like the most important thing, whether it is or isn't. You know what I mean? So it's all about how you like present yourself. And also for me, like I can grab a casual audience, and like that's the main selling factor for me. Like you don't have to be like a super indie fan. Like we were just in the elevator, like this woman's looking at the belt, we know she's looking at me because I'm 6'9". You know what I mean? So it's like that happens often. Like if I do like a Comic-Con or like a fair show, or if I'm at the airport, I get stopped. So it's like you want guys like that that can actually sell tickets for you.
Absolutely. When it comes to being more in the ring, right? Like how does your style of match change depending on your opponent?
No. Because I make people have my match. And like that's kind of how I branded things. And that's what I love with working with Expect the Unexpected Wrestling. Is Struggles sees a guy like me and sees the potential. He puts me in positions where it's like, what happens if I put him in the ring with like a super indie guy that does all this kind of stuff? So it's like, if you're a good wrestler, you can blend it and mesh with whoever you're wrestling. Like that's like a lost art that people don't like realize or have a concept of. So my whole thing is like having a style that blends with everything else is like the key factor. And I've always prided myself on being able to do that in those situations.